Tonight on the Maritime Beer Report, I've got a whole bunch of news from PEI Brewing Company, a couple of new Belgian beers from New Brunswick, plus a brand new brewery and a new brewery that's having an official launch, plus the official Sausage Fest beers are released. Welcome to the August 21st edition of the Maritime Beer Report. PEI Brewing Company released a huge amount of news this week, some of it new and some of it was just more details on past reports. First is some details on their cask program at the brewery. They say every 2 weeks or less, depending on the volume, they'll have a new cask out to try. They say to expect some very interesting flavors and some things you may have never seen before. They've still got some Galaxy hop version of their Vic Park Pale Ale available, and they say a Mandarina Bavaria version will be released very shortly. Watch their social networks to find out where and when. They're also releasing a Vic Park in the 473 milliliter can in September using the Citra hop variety. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, they kept a fair amount of their ReAnimator Bock and stored it away in some oak barrels. They'll be releasing this as a 750 milliliter premium seasonal in September. PEI Brewing Company also said to look for their pumpkin ale, which is slated to return in September, and finally their Transmitter Coffee Stout will be returning again this fall. Le Brasseur de Petit-Sault has released a new seasonal, John Stadig, an orange ginger white beer. They warn this 4% ABV limited release won't last long. If you're wondering the backstory on John Stadig, he was a famous counterfeiter in the 1930s from the St. John River Valley who got caught and sent to Alcatraz. He's one of the few men who managed to escape the Spain prison, although it wasn't technically from the prison, I think it was from the train. His remains are buried in Connor Cemetery in Upper Madawaska County. Flying Boats Brewing is having a launch party on Thursday, September 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. at the Laundromat Espresso Bar, 382B St. George Street in Moncton. Come join in celebrating New Brunswick's newest local craft brewery and enjoy a handcrafted ale. Grimross Brewing Company has a new beer, a Belgian double, which was released. It's amber brown, smoky caramel with a warm finish and 6.8% ABV, and that's available now. Hammer Brewing also has a brand new beer, a 10.4% Belgian dark strong ale called Strak Monique, which I think is Strong Monk. Look for this one and at the return of their Gammy in the next few weeks. A new brewery that I heard of recently popped up on social media yesterday in a big way. Maybe Brewery is currently building a 10-barrel operation at 559 Wilsley Road in Fredericton this fall. They go on to say that their beers will be available at the ANBL stores in 16-ounce cans, at some of your craft beer bars in Fredericton, as well as the brewery tap room by the glass, growler, keg, or can. They have a list of 5 beers on their website. They look like they like hops and Belgian. Look for my Q&A from owner Paul Mabey coming out this weekend. Uncle Leo's Brewery says that its Winterschlaf is back on. It's a Kolsch that they had on last winter. It's 5.5% and 25 IBUs, light, refreshing, and crisp. The official beers and cider of Sausage Fest next month were revealed. Propeller are going to release a Windswell Wheat. This American pale wheat beer is a brew that's mild and approachable, yet has lots of personality. Ample additions of Cascade hops brings flowery citrus and spice notes, while the wheat added provides a silky smooth finish. Garrison's releasing a Hammerschlagen Brau, named after the German game played at Halifax Oktoberfest. This Oktoberfest Brau is brewed in the tradition of Marzen style to create Germany's most popular fall beer. Pleasant toffee-like flavors, medium body, and low hopping make this seasonal lager worthy of celebration. Bulwark Hop Cider, or Hop Citrus Cider, celebrating 2 of our native crops, hops and apples. Nova Scotia's first hop cider is a citrus-forward brew. It begins with a special blend of Annapolis Valley apples designed to tame the bitterness characteristic of dry hopped brews. Cascade and Comet hop varieties combine to make the apple base to create a light and refreshing cider featuring notes of lemon and grapefruit. And finally, Boxing Rock is making a kerfuffle APA. Fresh, bright, coppery, golden color ale with a balanced malty backbone and smooth bitterness to wash down your carnivorous sausage indulgences. Dry hopped with an extra punch, the hops characteristic is like a South Shore hurricane, building in intensity until it blows you away. Henry also added that it's made with 100% Canadian hops. I had the pleasure of visiting with Kelly Robertson at Spindrift Brewing yesterday. Look for my blog post early next week. Thanks for joining me again this week, and as always, enjoy responsibly.